Hi everyone, Michelle from Energy and Balance. Thank you very much for joining me. Today I'm going to look at crystal grids. Now, crystal grids is something that I get asked about all the time. And by putting together a crystal grid, you can utilize the energy of not just one stone but multiple stones together and enhance that energy for the intent that you're looking for. This is going to be a series of videos. So this is just the basic first, what is a crystal grid? And in later videos I will be looking at ones for protection, ones for abundance, different things, and your different ways that you can put them together. A crystal grid is utilizing a group of crystals or some crystals and placing them into sacred geometric shapes. Now, what are sacred geometric shapes? Sacred geometric shapes are basically the building blocks. Every single crystal and the way it's defined, even though it might have different colors, you're looking at different crystals. You're looking at amethyst. Amethyst can be purple, white, violet, green, black, and yet they're all called amethyst. Now, typically you think amethyst is amethyst, but it does come in different colors. And the way they determine that an amethyst is you look under the microscope and it's the crystalline shape that's underneath it. And that's where you get sacred geometric shapes from. It's the building blocks. It's looking down deep and seeing the patterns that are there in nature, reoccurring continuously, and you have your sacred geometric shapes. Probably one of the most well-used ways to use it is you get your sacred geometric shape and you place the crystals into that formation so that you can enhance the energy, and you're tapping into the very, very basics of life force energy by doing this. One of the things I love to do, and this is probably one of the most easiest and common ones around. This is called a Star of David. Now, as you can see, it's got a center point in it, and then you've got crystals around it. And when you're creating a Star of David, you have your main ones and you build it. This is just a very, very basic grid. This is the first point. I have seen these grids as small as this, and I have seen them in people's backyards where they have just grown and expanded them. So it's going to be the crystals you have available, as well as something that you can build on and grow. The most important thing with a crystal grid is the intent behind it. So you need to sit down and come up with the reason you're putting these crystals together, and then you collect the different stones that are for that purpose and you create the grid around it. One of the things that I find is very important when creating a crystal grid is the intent behind it. So I like to write out, really sit down, focus, think about what I want out of putting these crystals together, and then write it out. I write it out 3 times. One is to go under the centerpiece, so under your main point that's here. So you put it under here and put your main focus crystal on top of it. The second one is to go into my wallet so that I'm always carrying it around with me. And the third one, I put it in a prominent place that I will see all the time to reinforce and to bring it through. So it might be on the bathroom mirror, it might be on my bedside table, it might be on my computer screen, it might be absolutely anywhere where I am going to. You're in the car a lot, stick it in the center of the steering wheel. Just not somewhere where it's going to affect your driving, please. But put it somewhere prominent and somewhere where you can glance at it, look at it, and just go, that's what I want out of this crystal grid. Once you've got the intention behind it, you then get the crystals together that you want to use in it, and you basically create it. If you're using a sacred geometric shape, then you will put them in the points of, say, the Star of David, and you will build it around. If you want a protection one, say, and you want to grid along your front of your yard, your fence property, then you might have a smaller, longer one that basically goes down along it, that you follow along the fence line if there's a specific issue somewhere. I've gridded in our roof cavity. I've put crystals in the walls as we were renovating. I've done all of that to create a barrier or an enclosure of crystals, and that's one of the things that can be done with crystal gridding. Once you've put it together, the last step of crystal gridding is you need to activate it. Now, activate it, you will usually use a pointed crystal. So a lot of the time that's just going to be a clear quartz crystal with a point on the end, and you will follow from the center, and you will follow right the way around the crystal grid, keeping in mind that your intent is always within your brain while you're doing this, and doing it around all of the crystals till you're back to the center. Some people then like to go reverse back the opposite way and reinforce it till they're back around and have gone both ways. So that is activating, or what you're doing is you're creating a line of energy through the different crystals and connecting them. Now, when you're focusing on it or meditating on it, you can redo this so that the connection is stronger. Every time you build on your crystal grid, you can redo it so the connection is stronger and being put out there. You can add so many different things to a crystal grid. You can add the moonlight. It doesn't have to all be crystals. If you're doing an abundance one, you can throw some cinnamon in there, sticks as part of it. So it's really open to the imagination and utilizing the energy and harnessing the vibration of different things around you to create what you want and what you intend to do out of it. All right, then I hope that's clarified a little bit on crystal grids, and don't be scared of them. They really are and can be easy to do and put together. If you've got a pattern in your mind, put it together. If it's a swirl pattern that goes around, put it together and use it. Just create different things and really enjoy the energy of crystals and utilize them to assist you with focusing on where you want to go. All right, then stay tuned for the next ones that'll be coming up. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment below, subscribe, and follow the link through to Energy and Balance, because that's where I'll be having the further ones in the future. All right, have a fantastic day, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.